last year. It was 3-9, and guys kind of sometimes have to learn how to win.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be the person to say it, but I've won a lot of football games in my life, and I kind of know what it takes to win. And I've tried my best to feed that into other guys on the team, and there's a lot of guys on this football team that have won state titles, that have went to the playoffs, have won conference championships in college, and having that having those people to be able to lead this football team has been huge because everybody's kind of falling in place behind each other, and it's constantly making us better as a football team.
Max.
Hey Cam, Max Pitt at Walter Cronkite Sports Network. It's good to hear from you again. I was in a Zoom yesterday with a bunch of Texas defensive players, and a lot of them not only were praising, obviously, the play that you've obviously had on the field this season, but also your confidence that you've exuded, obviously referencing your comment at the end of the Big 12 championship about you saying you're the best running back in the country. What do you necessarily is your reaction to players from a defense that's played so many great running backs and those kind of players that you're about to face, of course, on Wednesday? What's your reaction necessarily to them complimenting just not only your style of play, but also just kind of the mantra and the attitude that you've embraced really all season long, but especially in these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's a respect thing. They have respect for me, and I have respect for them. And I appreciate those guys for, talking good on my name and who I am, because I've given them no wrong to talk bad, I hope. But, those guys over there on that side of the ball understand what good football is, and they play it every week. And, they constantly fight through battles, just like us. And I appreciate that, that side of things coming from them. But, they're a good football team, and I'm excited to play against them and show them what I'm about, and see what they're about.
Kirk.
Hey Cam, Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. I'm one of those too on your bandwagon that love your confidence in your game. Why do you feel like when you said you're the best running back in the country, how would you be better than Ashton Jeanty, and where does that come from? What do you do special?
I don't like speaking on other players. But I'm in the one of the four biggest conferences in the country. And I'm doing it at the highest level. It's simple. I believe that I'm the best because I always think I'm the best. I'm going to continue to think I'm the best, even if I'm a third string in the NFL or a starter. I'm going to still think I'm the best in the league, just because that's who I am and that's what I believe in. And if you have that mindset, you never know where you can end up. So I constantly preach that to myself, and obviously you've seen it. My stats have been what they have been. But if you really watch the tape, it's different. And then also I've missed a football game this season. Imagine if I didn't miss the football game. Imagine if I didn't have an injury that caused me to miss a football game. It could be a completely different story standing here today.
Do you think Texas has faced a running back of your caliber this year?
Like I say, I feel like I'm the best, so I don't think so. No matter who they played, I still think I'm the best. So I'm excited to play those guys because I'm gonna present to them something new that they haven't seen before. So I'm excited, and hopefully they're ready to play some football.
Thanks, Cam.
Cooper.
Hey Cam, Cooper Burns, Sun Devil Daily. Texas ranks 107th in the nation in missed tackles on runs. Is there anything maybe you've seen that you can maybe exploit in your game? Maybe it's the power, maybe it's the speed around the edge that maybe can create an advantage for you?
Yeah, I feed off breaking tackles, and that's something I always hope that happens. Because you run your hardest, but you never know how good the other player is until you actually play them. So I'm excited to see what they have for me, because every team's gonna have something to try to stop me, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table, and see how they execute it.
Gina.
Hey Cam, Gina Maravilla from Good Morning Arizona. I want to get back to what Max was asking you. Yesterday, we were on the Zoom with the defensive players from Texas, and they had high praise as they studied your tape. They've studied you forward and backward. And, we're talking about the top defense in the country. Having said that, just a few weeks ago, you talked about feeling disrespected. Number one, I want to ask, do you still feel disrespected? And then number two, knowing that you have been studied so well by some of the top defenders in the country, how do you mix it up? How do you make it different till you get past them and through them?
See, I think that's the thing people mistake on, is why do I need to be different? Why I'm just going to play my game. That's what's been successful for me. That's what's going to continue to be successful for me. We don't need to change anything to be successful. We need to play our brand of football the way we play it. And if I do what I do, we'll be just fine. I don't, like I said, I appreciate those guys for saying it, but I don't feel that I need to change anything in my running style or the way I run or how I do it. I think if I play my brand of football, that I will be just fine.
And Cam, do you still feel disrespected?
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to feel disrespected, and if you don't, there's something wrong with you. If you look at it, and your boss is going to always look at you like you're not at the highest level, so you should feel disrespected. And me, I look at it like, if people still think they can stop me, then they're disrespecting me, and I'm going to continue to think that way because that's what drives me as a player. It's nothing on them. It's just the way life is. I continue to, fight through those motivational doubts. And like I said earlier, if you don't have any doubts in your life, it's going to be very hard to be successful because doubts bring you adversity, and adversity makes you successful.
Thank you.
A few more minutes with Cam. We'll get to as many questions as we can. Let's go to John.
Hi, Cam. John Kinney, Inferno Intel. How have you seen your leadership improve throughout your career at Arizona State?
Yeah, I'm like I sat down with Coach Dillingham last year after the season, and the one thing he really preached to me was I needed to fix my attitude and the way I go about things and the leadership that I have. And I did. I realized what it took to be successful in my whole life, and really stepped back and understood that positive thinking and positive thoughts and talking to people in a positive way is the way to go about life. And that's what's going to make people happy. And that's what's going to make people trust you and want to be on your side. And I think turning the leadership role into something, you don't have to be a screamer. You don't have to be yelling all the time. You don't have to be forcing people to do things. You just need to lead by example and do it with maximum effort. And that's what I've been trying to do as much as I can so that people understand I'm giving it my all, so you give it your all.
Time for a couple more. Let's go to Ryan.
Hey Cam, Ryan Myers, Devil's Digest, and with so much time in between from the Big 12 championship to when you guys are playing now on the first, how do you go about staying sharp as a unit and making sure that those first few moments in the game are really at a high level to the same you guys have been playing at for the last couple of months leading up to this game?
Yeah, I think I always preach it to the guys is we got to play our brand of football. Coach Dillingham preaches it to the team. If we do what we do constantly, day in and day out, and work as hard as we can, we're going to be just fine. And if we just keep doing that day in and day out and forcing each other to get better, and when one guy works hard to be successful, you're going to see another guy work hard to be successful. And when you get a bunch of guys in the same room that want to be successful and are working hard, you're going to have a full team of it. And I think that's kind of what I've been pushing for. And, that's something the team needed. And that's something that has been sticking around.
Unfortunately, time for only one more. And then we got Leaf Valtanu coming in. Let's go to Paul. Finish this up, Paul.
Hi, Cam. Congratulations on the great season.
Thank you.
Can you talked about wanting to show the nation kind of on a personal level, what you bring to the game. Are you and the whole team sort of also kind of relishing this chance in the playoffs to sort of show what this team is about, a team that's been under the radar the whole season pretty much until maybe people started noticing, late November, what you guys were doing. I don't know, how much are you looking forward to that opportunity in Atlanta?
Yeah, I think if you're not, taking advantage of it, you don't love the game of football, because we are at the highest point in football, probably anywhere. The only other spot bigger than college football is March Madness and the Super Bowl, and possibly the World Series. College football is one of the biggest things. College football playoffs is one of the biggest things in America. And if you're not taking advantage of showing out and showing up and showing out and proving to the world that you're good at what you do and elite at what you do, then there's something wrong. You must not love the game as much as you think you do. And that's why, I think our guys are taking advantage of it fully. They understand the footsteps it takes to get to here. And they know what's at stake each and every day. So I think it's been helping us, fight to be successful, and understand that when we win the game, we have another one, and it's going to be even bigger. So we have to understand taking advantage of these situations is huge, because it can set you up for so much success, not only an individual player, but the entire team.